طيب. For i'tikaf, the do's and don'ts. First of all, just to mention what breaks the i'tikaf. And here we're talking about the i'tikaf of Ramadan, the last 10 days of Ramadan. And we should all try and ensure that we do the 10 days. And the Prophet ﷺ, ever since he came into Medina, always did i'tikaf. In terms of the Sunnah i'tikaf, the last 10 days, the first don't, just looking at the don'ts first, is to leave the masjid. A person in i'tikaf should try as much as possible to avoid leaving the masjid. If that person has to leave the masjid or just chooses to leave the masjid, it doesn't mean that it's invalid, it just means that he's terminated his i'tikaf, i.e. he doesn't get the reward of the full 10 days. But if a person chooses just to do 3 days, to do 5 days, person's working and just decides I'll come on 2 weekends and get 4 days, it's all khair, it's all within the last 10 days. Although the complete is to do the full 10 days without leaving the masjid. So the first don't is trying to avoid as much as possible leaving the masjid whilst in the i'tikaf. The other key don'ts, there's a don't that doesn't really, it's just a theoretical one for most people. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentioned in the Quran, وَلَا تُبَاشِرُوهُنَّ وَأَنْتُمْ عَاكِفُونَ فِي الْمَسَاجِدِ. Don't have marital relations whilst you're in i'tikaf in the masjid. That's an obvious don't. It breaks the i'tikaf, have marital relations. Also whilst in the masjid, to ensure that you do not do haram whilst in the masjid. You do not do haram whilst in the masjid. The mu'takif, the person in i'tikaf, goes into the i'tikaf in order to draw near to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sin is sin in any situation. If you sit in the masjid and start backbiting is haram, qat'an, it's unquestionably haram. Then on top of that, it's the month of Ramadan, which makes it far worse. Then on top of that, it's in the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, which makes it far worse. So a second don't is to ensure as much as possible not to do anything that's normally deemed to be haram. What's the do's? Ibadah, that's what you're in there for. Tire yourself out. Khatam al-Quran, dhikr. If you have teachers in there in the masjid there, that you're studying with them, that you're going through durus, you're having sessions with them. So to engage in as much worship as possible. That's the important thing. Wallahu a'lam.